All right, Steve, it's showtime.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 7 of Eric Abbenante versus the World. It's been an exciting week. Eric just got inducted to the Guinness Book of World Records. He's the first guy in the history of to make a suit completely out of reflector tape. And I mean, he did it in pure Jewish fashion. You know, he found a box of reflector tape and decided to make a suit and took the time to do it. And you know, he had a lot of time on his hands. He had a flat tire this week. He had to go find some real men to help him deal with it. Missed a mic in my neighborhood. I just gave him some grief and then moved on. Too true. And you know, but he's a good sidekick. And without further ado, I introduce Eric Abbenante.
Oh, thank you all so much. You're going nuts in the back. You're going to obscure the sound, please. Please. Oh, thank you all so much. Eric Abbenante versus the World, episode 7. Yes, this is a political comedy show. And look, hey, I will only apologize if I didn't offend you tonight, okay? It is one of those shows. This is a political comedy show. And look, I'm a big-time Jewish news producer, okay? Big time. I mean, my host and I have released over 12 episodes about Epstein in 4 days. And I gotta say, these corrupt politicians, they need to stop touching kids, not for the good of humanity, but for my schedule. Okay? I am exhausted, folks. This is just, woo! This is a lot. But welcome, please give a warm round of applause for the man that everyone is here to see. The man, the myth, the legend, my supportive sidekick, Steve the Plumber, Steven Richardson.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you all.
Especially you.
We have a very special member of the audience tonight. The audience. No, it's so good.
The audience is huge.
It's so good.
It's huge.
Oh man,
These guys love us here. We're bringing in so much business.
No, we're doing great. I mean, we're killing it. We have a bright future. But you know, we have one complaint. Only one complaint, which is my aunt, Steve. She doesn't like you roasting me at the top. She gets very upset every time she watches the show.
Yeah, that's a real bummer. I heard she was the hot one.
Oh yeah, she is gorgeous, tall, blonde, blue-eyed. People are like, are you guys related? There's no way. Yeah, it's a real shame. I love you, aunt. My aunt. Okay.
So which one of you is adopted?
I know, right? There's no. Yeah, how did that work out? No, I just got none of the good genes. No, that's clearly. You see. Again, thank you all so much. We perform, you know, because laughter is the best medicine, okay? And where better to perform than the greatest dispensary in Texas, okay? Green Goddess Revival! Oh, yes. The best dispensary in Texas. But it is threatened because of the government shutdown. Yes, Mitch McConnell put a provision in there for a hemp ban.
Boo.
Oh, yeah, and he became #1 enemy of the show. Okay, this is Steve. I don't know if you remember. This is the same guy who short-circuited live on TV. You know, I think hemp should be banned. 404 error. You know, it was just, whew, it was bad. It was.
Is he running on Windows 98? Like, what's the deal?
No, Windows 98 would have been an update. No, it was worse than that, Steve. It was rough. I'll tell you that right now. But. No, he put in a hemp ban, and look, I don't think we need hemp limits. I think we need term limits. Okay?
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's so bad what they're doing. Disgusting. But God, we got to get to the headlines. So much big news going on in the headlines. Steve, I mean, did anything happen this week?
Oh Lots of things happened this week.
Yeah.
Nothing that I really paid attention to, though.
Yeah, exactly. But tons of stuff happened.
They
But
reopened, didn't they?
yeah, the big news besides the government reopening. Oh man, the penny was discontinued, and I think that's a terrible overreaction to throwing coins at Dave Portnoy. I really, yeah. Just because that kid threw the coins at him while he was doing the pizza review, just because he did that, now we have to ban the penny? Disgusting. I mean, you know, Portnoy, he was insulted because they didn't throw a large enough denomination. You know, it's absolutely, it's crazy. But hey, joke's on you, because when he threw the coins, he started clipping those coins, okay? He started clipping them. And, you know, it's one of my favorite pastimes, Steve. It's one of my favorite pastimes, picking up coins. I don't know why he's taking that away from us. Disgusting, Dave. You gotta let it happen. And he owns a betting website, so it's like, he wasn't being anti-Semitic. He was just placing an over-under. You know, and the over-under was how long until it would take him to call it anti-Semitic. My people need to stop that, Steve. You know, it's just we're the boy who cried anti-Semitic. It's just a little too much. But the big news, obviously, was the Epstein email release. Oof. I mean, wow. There was some crazy stuff in those emails, I gotta say. Did you read? I mean, you know, yeah, I know, crazy, right? I mean, it was just ridiculous in those emails. I mean, you gotta admit, look, there was an email in there, and we'll cover as many as we can, but the craziest one, Steve, had to be the email where Jeffrey Epstein emailed his brother Mark and said to him, does Putin have the photo of Trump blowing Bubba? I mean, woo. You know, that's
I thought we all had that one.
You know, I'm not sure. Yeah, I know, exactly. It all got emailed to us when AI got updated. Look, I'm not sure I believe it. Trump blowing Bill Clinton. You know, because I'm not sure I believe that. Trump pleasing anyone but himself. Doesn't sound like Trump. But, you know, it's really interesting. If he did that, it would make sense why he was so obsessed with Big Beautiful Bill. It would make a lot of sense. We must pass Big Beautiful Bill. We must finish Big Beautiful Bill. You know, it's just, you know, the Big Beautiful Bill will put me in a position that this country has never seen before. You know, and I actually, you know, I heard Trump asked Bill to drill baby drill.
Well, it does set this weird precedent when he was, running against Hillary. You know, it's like maybe those two were fighting way before that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, no, I mean, that gets me to the other email. That gets me to the other email, because there was an email that had Hillary in there. Jeffrey Epstein emailed saying that, hey, Hillary Clinton was sleeping with Vince Foster before Monica Lewinsky. Okay?
Ooh.
You know, very interesting to think about.
This makes Bill less naughty, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know. You know, Trump was blowing Bill. But, I mean, it seemed like Monica Lewinsky was blowing Bill. Everybody was blowing Bill but Hillary Clinton. Yes. You know, it's just, that's the real secret of the Clinton administration. Just disgusting. See, but, you know, in that, you got to think, okay, so Trump blowing Bill Clinton in Putin's possession. You know, that's scary. I mean, you know, Sarah Palin, she was like, I can see Russia from my house. Putin's like, you know what I can see in my Russian house? Gay presidential sex. That's what I can see in my house. You know, so it's just, I don't know what is going on. But okay, we got to think about it. Is Trump gay?
No.
I mean, we got to think. He wears a lot of makeup. He wears a lot of makeup. He loves gold even more than Liberace. Okay?
He does do that dance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He does it would explain why every time he dances he's jerking two guys off. You know? It would explain that. I'll tell you that right now. And I really think it would explain his endorsement of
super gay.
Oh yeah.
Everybody knows.
The gayest. And then it would explain his endorsement of Lindsey Graham. I mean, that's the only explanation of why he would endorse Lindsey Graham. And you know what? You got to think about it. Maybe we didn't know the definition of MAGA. It was Make America Gay Again.
Yes.
You know, duh. You know, like, it's like, it was there the whole time. It was right there.
I thought he was gonna repurpose ICE and start kicking out fat chicks.
Nope, he's gonna blow Clinton. That was the campaign promise. You don't remember the rallies?
He's gonna build a wall.
Yeah. Yeah, you clearly don't remember.
Bill.
Yeah, clearly don't remember the rallies. Disgusting. But there are other news. So Jeffrey Epstein actually was working with Democrat Stacey Plaskett and was texting her during a hearing. Now, why would he work with Stacey Plaskett? Why would he work with Stacey Plaskett? Well, she represents the Virgin Islands.
He needs a lot of those.
Yeah, he's looking for those, Steve. And he's like, you have a whole island of virgins? So do I. Well, used to.
Is that its own country?
Little St. James Island? Yes, it's a very powerful country. No, Virgin Islands, more like Puerto Rico or, South Dakota. Unimportant, just
gotcha.
Unimportant to the masses. Oh, but, there's a lot of implications, but there's one country that is really implicated. One country that is really having issues. One country that is really screwed. Steve, I'm worried that they're going to start calling it was real soon.
Yeah, it's definitely going that way.
Yeah, it's not good. And then look,
Iron Dome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Trump was giving Bill the Iron Dome. It was rough. So Ehud Barak, the former head of the IDF, he was involved in this. Actually, he was working with Jeffrey Epstein intimately, actually, and that's not good. Jeffrey Epstein was working with Ehud Barak and Russian intelligence and American intelligence to negotiate peace between Syria and Russia and Israel.
Wow.
He was negotiating peace inside pieces. Like, that Jeffrey Epstein is disgusting. That Jeffrey Epstein is gross. I can't believe they thought he was able to do that. And look, Ehud Barak, the head of the IDF, working with Jeffrey Epstein, they talk about Israel occupying Gaza and the West Bank. More people need to talk about Israel occupying Little St. James Island. Too soon? I'm sorry, but I know what you're saying. Me too. It's rough. It is rough out there. But, look, the craziest part, actually, is, after all of this happened, Trump went scorched earth and tried to tear a new asshole into MTG because she is Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's trying to get the Epstein files released. He totally attacked her and he said, I'm withdrawing my endorsement. And MTG said, thank you. I'll send you a fruit basket. JD Vance is like, can I get off of this sinking ship too, please? Please. Oh, it's just so rough, but I'm telling you, what's crazy is, Steve, you got to think about it. Trump has not followed through on basically any of his promises. He's, involved in a pedophile ring potentially. But you know what? Still the lesser of two evils. Still glad we didn't vote for Kamala. You know what I'm saying? Dodged a bullet. What's crazy though, he's actually got, he was going after Thomas Massie too, because he wants to release the Epstein files. What a coincidence. I wonder what the thread is there. But he's going after Thomas Massie, saying that, critiquing him for remarrying after his wife died, after 2 years of his wife dying, right? And, you know, it's very interesting that Trump said that, you know, because it's like, thank you, sir. Thank you, person who his first wife died by mysteriously falling downstairs after she accused him of rape. And then, allegedly, he ordered a mail-order bride from the world's most infamous pedophile. It's a very convincing argument, sir. Very convincing. Very convincing. But yeah, Trump was in a brouhaha. He was like, you know, all these Epstein emails were coming out. And wow, it was quite the spectacle. Because what happened, they were doing everything they can, the White House, to try and stop the release of the Epstein files. You know, the discharge petition, it only needs a couple more votes. Thomas Massie, Nancy Mace, and then Lauren Boebert. Lauren Boebert. You know, that same Lauren Boebert, the theater Lauren Boebert. And they called her in. They actually called her in to the Situation Room. If you know what the Situation Room is, that is like a place, it's a nerve center for national security issues.
That's next to the cocaine closet, right?
Yeah, it is exactly where Hunter Biden left the cocaine. Very, very good sidekick. I appreciate that so much. Yes. And yeah, you got to think about it. Like it's the nerve center, you know, and it's just funny to me that it's like, so what's the national security issue? It's not like Putin has a picture of Trump blowing Bill Clinton or something, you know. What's the big deal?
Scrolling through his old emails. Oh man, where is that? I missed it.
I sent this to somebody. Who was it?
They're like, Putin, you're not going to believe this. He's like, what?
I sent it to Bill. Duh. Oy. So, you know, Boebert in the Situation Room was being grilled by Trump and the administration. They're trying to get her to change her vote. And I felt this needed a reenactment. So, playing the part of Trump, the potential pedophile protector, is yours truly. And playing the part of Lauren Boebert, because he has the hair. And he is the pretty one out of the two. Will be...
I've got a better rack too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, you said I was out of shape, so I think what that means is I've got great titties. I think that's what that means. You son of a bitch. But, so, okay. Begin scene. So, Lauren, I've called you here into the Situation Room because, as you know, there's a very dangerous situation. A very dangerous situation in that I could be in trouble. This is a national security issue. And I am sitting next to you just in case you decide to jerk me off.
That's how I got the endorsement. I ain't gonna do that again.
Look, sometimes you gotta update it. I'm senile, I forgot. I forgot. But, look, I know how good you are at getting people off. I need you to get me off, okay? Which is why I need you to change your vote on the Epstein files. Will you do that?
Sorry, no can do, big guy.
Oh no. Refusing me was my first wife's last words, and Jeffrey Epstein's, allegedly. End scene. All right.